Hi, Hazel.
Hi.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Good to see
I
you.
apologise. I'm driving because I'm stuck in traffic. I'll be stopping shortly. All right.
We are recording. Lovely. Welcome. Doesn't matter whether you're driving. Well, it does. Just don't look at the screen. Just listen, right? We don't want any car crashes. But if everyone could put themselves on mute, just so we've got a quality of recording. Thank you. If you have got a camera, then do turn it on so that we can see you, because we'd love to see all your lovely faces. So there's a few more than we can see. So do put your camera on if you can. If you're eating a late lunch, then fine. Welcome to this hours class. We have got a few more yet to join. So I will be letting people in as we go along, but we are recording this session as well. If you'd like the recorded session afterwards, please let us know and we'll send it to you if you need a reminder of what we've done today. But first and foremost, I want to hand you over and introduce you to our fabulous expert. And that is after I've thanked you guys for spending the next hour with us today. Hopefully you've got a cup of tea or a water. You could just sit back and relax. So this gentleman I'm going to introduce you to, I've known for a few years now. He has spoken for me at our Spark events. In fact, it was a Spark event over in London, in Holborn, where he ended up dancing on stage, actually, because he's also an professional dancer, but has been in the speaking world for many, many years now. He's the co-host of the very well-known and well-acclaimed Speakers Awards. So I'd love to introduce you to Elliot Kay. Elliot, I'll hand it over to you.
Hi everyone, lovely to see you all. Thanks for being here. And of course, yeah, if you want to put yourselves on camera, it's always nice to see a nodding head or a smiley face as we go along. If you want to just quickly just put in the chat as well, what is it you do? So I can, where you are based, then I can have a quick look at that, and then we'll get going with this webinar, which is really about authority positioning, actually. And I'm going to spend the hour showing to you why speaking should be considered. If you are speaking, great, how you can obviously magnify that. If you haven't spoken yet, why you should consider it. So it's really about that today. Well, I'm going to focus on the 7 key ingredients around that as well. But I'm looking forward to seeing the chat pop up with lots of messages as I'm speaking away to say like, hey, this is what I do. This is what I do.
Yeah.
I'm
And
an
it's
HR
what
consultant in
Elliot's going to go into why speaking is really good for elevating your business, for getting your message out there, because most of us on here, I think pretty much everyone on here is a business owner, right? And there's so much noise on social media that social media doesn't always hack it, right? Doesn't always get us seen, whereas speaking really does. So yeah, that's why being a speaker and learning how to speak with confidence is so important to really get your head above the rest, above your competitors, or get your standout message, your story out there, because it's when you tell a story that people connect to you. And with me myself, as some of you know, I run Spark, which is all about forming connections, getting people to meet. But the best way of doing that is to be able to speak in front of the crowd. To speak one to many is far better in many senses than trying to get round a networking event. If you can get up and stand in front of the whole crowd, whether that's a crowd of 40 people, 100 people or more, then all the better. So we've got here Hazel. Hazel is an HR consultant based in Tunbridge Wells, the gorgeous Tunbridge Wells that everyone thinks I live in, but I actually don't. Got Helen. Hi, Elliot. I'm a coach based in Tunbridge Wells again, which is great because the event that Elliot and I will be running in a few weeks' time is actually just down the road in Sevenoaks at the Stag Theatre. But today we're talking about how to speak with confidence and how to get your message out there and how to really stand out from the crowd. We've got Suzanne, who's an image consultant and personal stylist based in the south of Scotland. Fantastic. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Amazing. What a mixed group. I'll bring up the slides. There are slides. Can you tell me, can everyone see the slides okay? Big purple background. Yeah, good.
All good.
All right. So we'll go from here. So really interesting. So just to be clear, like today isn't about becoming a professional speaker. Today is why you speaking. While you can become a professional speaker too, I can certainly talk about that. This is really why to use speaking as an authority and a marketing piece beyond being a professional speaker. So for those of you who choose to be and go down that road, by all means, we've had people that have come to the Spark X event and pursued that path and got paid. But today's really about how to use speaking for marketing and authority building. So there's some key things that I come across when I work with people and I do these sessions with them. Often I don't know where to start. Where do I start with speaking? I'm not quite sure where to go. How do we get going? Or I used to speak, but I don't speak anymore, so I don't know where to start. The other one is I get, of course, is as a business, why do I need speaking, right? I already do social media. I'm already on TikTok. I'm already on Instagram, right? I post every day on LinkedIn. Why do I need to speak? And of course, the other one is why does footage matter? Why do I need footage? Why is that important? I already do videos. I already do Zoom. So we're going to kind of narrow in on those questions as we go along. But the truth is, if you think about it, if you're really like zoomed out, one of the best ways to win business is through speaking. It creates instant connection. It's authority building, right? There's a lot of pluses to speaking. Today isn't about nerves. I'm not going to talk about how they, meditate for 10 minutes or do this. Today's about the ingredients to help you with your speaking from a marketing point of view. I can always do a confidence session, which is based on that, but that's not really where I thrive. I've moved away from that space. So Jess has already mentioned, I am the co-founder of the Speaker Awards and Speaker Summit in the UK, coming into year 5. I've spoken internationally. Recently, I was in Dubai and then in Belfast. I mean, big contrast between Dubai and Belfast, but equally valuable speaking experiences. I've written 6 books. I've got my 7th coming out on the 3rd of July at the Speaker Summit in the UK. I've had previous podcasts, but we are launching a new podcast called Front Row, which will be coming out in March. And I also train and I coach sort of typically high level. This partnership with Jess is now coming into year 3, where she has an incredible community of business owners, and I come in and I do the speaker training. So I do a lot of partnerships like this. I just want to quickly remind a lot of you all seem very driven. There's never quite a right time to get going again. So if you used to speak, some people are like, well, I'm just waiting for the right time. There's never quite a right time. Now is always the right time because now is now. What's been has been, and what is to come is to come. So I find people going, well, I'm just waiting for the right time to do this. I'm waiting for the right time to sign up. I'll just, right now is the right time to get going with speaking, regardless of what your experience is. The other thing, of course, is people are waiting. Like, I'll just wait for Jess to invite me to speak at her event, then I'll do it. Or I'll just wait for that speaking opportunity to come up. And, in my experience, and I've seen hundreds of speakers across the globe now, with the Speaker Awards and the Speaker Summit, I've had a privilege of working with some of them. And the ones that tend to win the business and come across as authorities are the ones that aren't waiting to be found, are the ones that get themselves out there. They're doing all the right things in the right way. Some of them make mistakes. We all make mistakes. But they're getting out there, right? So they live in progress over perfection. And that was a very dramatic zoom in by Zoom. I don't know why it does that. But as I said that, I just zoomed in really dramatically. That wasn't orchestrated, I promise you, right?
You're always dramatic, Elliot. Always.
Clearly, and Zoom's picking up on that drama by zooming in like that, right? And of course, the other thing is let's stop hiding behind our keyboard. So the whole I just need to do this. I just need to post this. I need to tweak my website. I just need to let's just get out there, be visible, be found, because actually that's one of the key aspects to being authorities out there speaking. My question to you, and it might be a yes, and it's okay if it's a yes, can you be found with ease, or do people have to really look for you? Are you relying on word of mouth? And I just things to think about, because even sometimes when we're really established in one pond, we're not being found in another pond with our ideal clients. And speaking certainly helps bridge that gap. And I just want to remind everybody watching here today on the replay, that it's the work we do today that pays off in 3, 6, or 12 months, right? And I just want to remind you of that sometimes we can get stuck in the speed of business that everything is today or everything is tomorrow. And actually, it's the work we put in that pays results and dividends as well. By the way, Jess, if people want a copy of these slides, I have no problem with people having a copy of my slides. More than happy for you to send the PDF version of them.
Yeah, I'll just butt in there, Elliot, if that's okay. We have got a couple of testimonials later on, but just hearing you speak then just reminded me of something one of our members said at our mastermind last week in London. And we haven't got a written one from her, but I was just thinking action is key, right? So we can always think, oh yeah, that'd be a good idea, but then we can procrastinate and we'll go, oh, maybe next year, or maybe when the time is right. The time is never right. It's just like, if any of you got kids, you're always sort of thinking, well, I'll wait until the time is right. The time is never right. You just take action. And it's, it's not until you take action that things start to happen. And it was Jackie Morell, actually. Do you remember her?
Oh,
yeah, who came along to the training, and by the end of the day, she was sort of saying, oh, I'm not sure I can do this, I'm not sure I can do that. And then she slept on it, and overnight she then came back, stood on that stage and absolutely owned it. And she said at the mastermind last week, she said, Jess, that was the best thing I ever did and invested in. I invested in me, and I've got so much content and so much confidence from it, and I just had the best experience. And it was from her jumping into those shoes and just taking action that really made an impact for her.
I don't want to cut across you there. I do apologise, and I will be quiet. But that, ironically, Jess, is why I'm on here today. So one of your members that's done exactly the same. And you know me, Jess, I have ADHD and run a networking group. Well, one of the biggest things she picked up is that in her head, the way that she was communicating wasn't how it was being received the other end. And what she learned by structuring things and slowing down and talking differently, she's converted a lot more business. The minute I heard that, that's why I've just signed up literally now. Sorry.
That's all right. I love that.
Good to hear.
You must have a previous link we sent, so that's good news. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, Jackie was a nervous wreck, by the way. Like, she was everywhere on day one. But that part of day one is we coach, and I'm there to coach and to support. And then she came, and you can see a little clip of it if you watch the video on the SparkX page. But she since then, is flying. So that's really nice to hear. Thanks, Jess. Which of these challenges do you relate to that you can, not you, Dave, because you're driving, but everyone else that's not in a car? Which one of these do you relate when it comes to speaking? Which one is your challenge? You can either mic yourself really quickly or put yourself in the chat. I just want to get from you where you find which one is for you. And it could be none of them. And that's okay. There's no right or wrong here, right? You might be like, I've got none of those problems. That's cool.
Yeah,
right?
Just allow this to be totally interactive. So if you want to write it down in the chat, you can. I'll read it out. If you want to do, just take yourself off mute. We're all friendly here. So
very small groups. I'm not worried of like 100 people muting themselves. Yeah, small but sweet, right? So which one's it for you? I
like this. Wrong outreach approach. No outreach approach. Not enough visibility across platforms. I think we're all kind of poor for time, right? So who gets the time to do LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, X, YouTube, all of the stuff? Wasting time on ineffective activities. No marketing. I need to move the pictures along. No marketing, not enough visibility across the platforms. Waiting passively. I think that's probably a big one.
Waiting passively.
Right, there you go. Yeah.
As a pulled over, I think Hazel will agree. I probably use 10 times more words than I need to get the one point across.
I would agree
that
as well.
Also, actually, just before this, I was working with a client in Italy, and they're going on this big panel with Microsoft, and that's what we were working on: how to pull her in, rein her in, so she doesn't over-explain. So you're okay, good. So waiting passively is a big one. That's what I mean. Like, you can create that attraction, but for that attraction, you need to be perceived and seen in a certain light. Touch wood, it's only taken me 10 years to get to the point where I'm inbound, consistently. It doesn't have to take 10 years. That's how long it's taken me. I mean, I built the Speaker Awards and Speaker Summit, and I still have to deal with, outreach and doing it the right way with the right people. And I was saying this in the call on Thursday, just because I run the Speaker Awards Speaker Summit doesn't mean I'm inundated with inquiries. I still need to do the basics, which is outreach, which is conversations. Every now and then someone goes, right, you're in. and that's lovely, but that's one in God knows how many, right? So what I want to do is show you a way to address that as well, because as I said, if we want to win and be the authority, speaking is a great way to do it. And what I want to show you is how you get them coming to you, and using speaking to do that. And even if you're already using speaking, how we might be able just to refine and do it better. So this is what the whole journey of a speaker looks like. Okay, so I'm not going to go into all of this today, right? There's different tiers at different times and different approach. Even if you're speaking for marketing purposes, there's a lot of this that needs to happen. We're going to hone in on the marketing, right? So positioning, marketing, we're just going to look at those aspects of this, and really show you how you can get those coming in. So all of those aspects elevate your authority. Today, we're going to look at 7 key ingredients. And I'm going to ask you to mark yourselves 1 to 10 and just put the number in the chat if you're not driving like Dave, or just do a mental calculation. But I want you to understand the ingredients that you need to put together to be the authority, because we can't build without the right pieces. If we don't have the foundation in place, everything's rocky, right? So this is really what we want to show you. So we're going to go through the 7 steps. There's the clarity of problem, there's relevancy, there's the clarity of message, there's your unique solution, there's the success stories, of course, that a lot of you have, I hope, right? There's a passion to help, a desire to stand in front of people, and a flow of, that's how we get the flow of clients, right? Because of course, people start off not a client. Very rarely do people like suddenly deposit money in your account and go, I'm ready to work with you, right? What we want to do is create that flow so you get yourself in front of the right people and you're able to win over. So I need you to be really honest with us here. Okay, I'm not going to double check. There's not a I can't say the word, adjudicator that's going to check your scores, right? There's no speaking police that will arrest you. But I just want you to be honest with yourself. And by the way, it's okay if you're way up. If you're like a 9 and a 10, go for it. But here's what I want us to do, a little mini assessment today, right? So from 1 to 10, for each, you'll see the box will move along and it will go yellow. It's funny because I was sending these to Jess, and Jess was like, Elliot, you just keep repeating the same slide. I'm like, no, Jess, the box moves. It changes color. And she's like, oh, okay. She just thought I had the same slides loads of times. No, it's okay. Right. So in your mind, when you stand and speak in front of people, let's look at one-to-many mainly, but even in a one-to-one networking, how clear are you of the problem you solve for your clients, right? Now, give yourself from 1 to 10. So what do I mean by that? Because a lot of people will go like, yeah, I'm on it. Got this, boom. The question lies in the fact that people with ease will go, tell me more, or they'll go, booking a call, right? Let's be honest. Now, some people just bounce straight to, that's okay. Look, 8's clear on the problem he solves. I mean, Dave is. Be honest with yourself. Put in the chat. Where are you? Dave, you better not be risking your driving here. 7.
Yeah, so I'm going to chip in here, right? So you might be an 8, right? You might be an 8 in your mind.
Stop driving. I've just pulled over. That's why I've done that. Go on, Karen.
Fabulous. Well done. Okay, that's great.
Good.
However, Daniel Priestley will talk about this all the time. It's your personal brand that matters. It's your personal brand that allows you to stand out. So you might have your message clear and succinct, but do people really know who you are? Because, if you're a business owner, you are the face of the business and people need to know who you are. And therefore, if you are able to deliver that story, that message succinctly in fewer words, but land the message and land the pause and allow people to really think about it, that's when the message lands with people, and that's when the attention is drawn to you. So personal brand is a huge one, a big one that this can be great for. And we had somebody earlier on in the chat say not enough visibility across platforms. And the good news is that if you become a speaker, you're going to have lots of footage that you can then clip up into so many clips and just post them, or have a VA post them for you all of the time. So we've got an 8, a 7, a 3, an 8, a 6. What's your comments on those, Elliot?
Well, keep track of those, because we're going to add up. It's good. Look, it makes me really happy to see that you're an 8 when it comes to clarity of the problem you solve for your clients, right? This is the point you were making, just your relevance, your personal brand, right? And how relevant are you to the market you're currently appealing to, right? So you might have a clarity of problem. Great. Are your clients coming to you and are they buying with ease? That's how you know it's relevant. For example, whenever we launch a product with a Speaker Summit Speaker Awards, which is tailored to the speaking industry, it sells with ease. And some of them are really high level package because it's relevant to them, right? Now, I'm just going to use you as an example, Helen. I'm not saying it's you, okay? But I'm just saying a lot of coaches, for example, they know the problem they solve. So they might say things like, I help female workforce progress up the career ladder, right? They say something like that. But what they aren't is relevant to a particular industry, right? So I just use you because you're a coach, not because this is Helen, people, just for a caveat, not because it's Helen. So they don't actually have, so they know the problem they solve, but they're not relevant to an industry they want to solve it for. So I just want you to think for a second, how relevant are you to your audience or your market? And how relevant are you to the industry you're pitching yourself to? Be honest. Now, you might need to go, I'm not sure. That's okay. I just want you to think about this because go on, Jess.
I was going to say, welcome to Adem and Joe who have come along. We are going to send the recording out. So if you missed the first bit, the recording will be sent to you. And then also, Elliot, does everyone have to keep their scores? Do they have to?
Yeah, because you're going to add it up at the end. Yes, yeah. Hazel, do you have a question? No, are you just saying hello? Okay, nice. She's just saying hello. Right. So have a little think, put your score. I just want you to understand, because for me, when I became relevant, which also comes to your personal brand that Jess was talking about, where she's leaning into Daniel Priestley there. When I became relevant and I was clear on the problem I solved, that's when the booking and the sales happen with ease. Not to say you're not going to have people going, oh, can I pay like this? Can I pay? We have that, but with ease. Your sales wasn't hard. That's how you know you're attracting, you matter to the relevant audience. So have a think about that. I've got double thumbs up there. I've got 5. Thank you. Be honest. This is important, right? If you do nothing else, you'll have an honesty check-in today. No one's judging you. This is a judgment-free zone, right? You'll see how it all adds up at the end, but do put your scores in as well, because I want to say, good, we got 5. Got so good. I like this. Good. Thank you for honesty. Unsure. Sorry. That's okay, Karen. Don't be sorry. You don't need to be sorry if you're unsure. If you're unsure, I would say you're in the 5 or a 6, right? But that's okay to be unsure. Okay. And welcome to everyone who just joined us. By the way, if you just joined us, for those who are here up until that point, your money should be in the accounts now. Those who joined us now, I'm sorry, you've just missed that. So I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. I'm only joking. Good. Hey, Joe, nice to see you again. Joe keeps threatening to come, Jess, but she can never do the dates. Just so you know.
I'm pulling you in. I'll come and do whatever it takes. No, I was going to say babysit, but hey ho, I don't know. Go.
Joe is very clear because I've had the pleasure of working with Joe.
So
look, this is Anik who I worked with recently, who when we tweaked her positioning and she became relevant to the industry she was serving, and we actually got really clear on the problems she solved, her whole speaking experience shifted and changed. She was picked up by speaker bureaus, but corporate clients started to book her more because they knew what they were booking her for with more clarity. Not to say it didn't happen before. And guess what? What she's able to charge for the bookings went up, right? So it's really important that you're absolutely clear with the problem you solve and that you're relevant to the industry and audience that you're putting yourself in front of, right? So you've got clarity of the problem. Now, how clear is your message about that problem, right? Do people get what you do instantly? This is key. Like my latest one is watch me. And people just get that. They get the watch me attitude. That's my latest messaging. So again, if you're 8 or 9 and people just go, Helen Flynn, she's that coach. If they're doing that, you've got absolute clarity. Hazel Hall, oh yeah, she's the HR consultant that specializes in If they're doing that, you've got a clear message. If they're not quite doing that and they're going, oh, she's kind of a marketing stroke, maybe social media person, then there's no clarity of message. Yeah. Oh, good. We got an 8, we got a 10, we got 6. Woohoo, we got 5 and a 6. We got a 9. Loving it, Dave. Good. And he's eating. He can do everything. Who says men can't multitask? Typing and eating. Men can multitask. Don't believe the hype. Right, now.
It's when I open my mouth, things go wrong, right?
There we go. So again, someone that became very, very, she came to our last SparkX event.
She flew from Hawaii to be there.
She did. She flew from Hawaii.
Yeah.
Because what happened with Jane, and Joe knows Jane as well, is Jane got so clear on her message. She's like, that's it. I need to do something about it. And she's all about forgiveness. And when she got clarity around her forgiveness, then she's like, right, I'm ready to film. I'm ready to speak about it, although she'd spoken before. And so it really does have a massive impact on the rest of it. Oh my God, that's bounced everywhere. Not to worry. What that is meant to say is from 1 to 10, how clear are you on your unique solution? And I really hope that the scores are high on this, right? That unique solution. If it's not, that's okay, by the way. Please don't be like, wait a minute, I don't have it's okay. Unique solution, right? So if you're a consultant, like I'm just going to use you, Hazel, now, right? Very clear solution. There we go. Hazel, like what's the unique solution you bring to consulting for HR, right? Have a think about that. If you're not, what I want you to understand, the reason I'm doing this isn't for you in any way to go, oh my God, that's so bad. It's go, wait a minute, these are the areas I could improve on, right? Not just you, Hazel, that's everyone, right? That's on this. So I just want to hold a little bit of a mirror, and it's a nice check-in to go, actually, I'm doing really well, right? Or to go, oh, I might need to improve on that. If you don't have a unique solution, for example, I'm going to pick on Helen, for example, just for the sake, because you're a coach, right? Hey, I use the grow model. That's my unique solution. Well, it's not, because lots of coaches use the grow model, right? What's unique about you and your solution? So from 1 to 10, where are we, people? Let's put our numbers there. And I won't pick on you anymore, Helen. I promise. Okay, that the end of picking on Helen, it's over. I don't want you to feel singled out by anyway. It's not my intention, so please don't feel it. Good. Yes. What a success. Now, of course, you all have success stories, 1 to 10. How are we doing on success stories? I should hope that everybody's like pow, 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 pow. But you know what? If you're just starting out and you don't have any, that's okay. It's allowed. Hey, Joe, lovely to see you as always. It's allowed. But we're good. We've got nines. We've got nines. Good. Oh, this is what I want to see, right? But these are all the elements that build your authority. Can you see where I'm going with this? Now, here's the next question, and I'm not going to ask you to mark this, but I should. How often do you share those success stories? You all got nines here. How often do you shout about them? And I don't mean in an arrogant way. I don't mean like, look at me, I'm Elliot Kay. I got all these success stories. I'm so good. In a way, I go, look at what I did for my client. Look how I supported someone. How often do you share them? If you're not sharing at least once a week, I'm going to be very disappointed in you. Every week, every network mode. There we go. See, Dave's on it like a bonnet, right? And that's probably why he signed up. But I know a lot of people having issues with sharing their success stories, and you shouldn't, because it's one of your best marketing tools ever, right? Besides words of mouth, your next best thing is success stories. Need to share more often. Thanks, Joe. And then how many of you here, 1 to 10, have a passion for helping people? A 10? And it's okay if you don't, by the way. People complicate everything. So if you're like, I'm just done with people, I'm just going to build AI and sit in a dark room somewhere, that's okay too, right?
I love that everyone's answering 10 though. We've clearly got passionate, driven entrepreneurs in the room. I love that.
I love it. Cool. So that's a 10. And then how many of you have a desire, be honest, 1 to 10, a want to stand in front of people and share your problem that you solve, right? How relevant you are to them, your message, your unique solution, your success stories with a passion to help. How many of you are, what would you give yourselves there, 1 to 10?
There's a big pause here, isn't there?
I know, right?
Yeah.
5. A 10, working, yay. A 10, yay. We got, thank you for honesty, Helen, by the way. A 7, thank you for honesty. There's a few more of you. Let's see.
I just need to get the speech right.
Ah, there we go. Waiting for the right time. Okay, well, we'll help you with that, Dave, because you just signed up. That's the good news. There's a couple missing. Is that right? I'm not seeing the scores come through.
There's a couple that are contemplating.
It's interesting, is it, when you tie it together?
Yeah.
Suddenly it dips.
Adam,
Now, look,
Karen.
I just want to caveat. Sorry, I took a call. That's all right, Karen. I just want to caveat this. You don't have to want to speak. I just want to be honest with you, right? If there's something, but if you've got all of the other 6 ingredients, I couldn't see why you wouldn't stand on stage and share that. Because actually, when you're a speaker that we're talking, it's not about you. It's about your clients. It's about supporting the people that need your services with the problem you solve. And so just remember this, if you're not standing on stage, sharing your message, your problem, how relevant you are with your unique solution, someone else is. Please remember that. So I hope that's helping push up your from upwards, your desire to stand in front of people, because that's where the flow of clients happen, right? So I hope I'm getting you thinking, if nothing else, and I hope our paths cross, and I hope that, this is getting you to think. Look, I work with, this is a lady called Maria, and this is literally, she did a whole year of gigs and she got nothing from it. And she does a speak to sell model, right? So she goes into schools, she speaks to head teachers, which is a tough crowd, right? And she does the talk to the structure we teach, the same structure we teach at SparkX. And for years she had nothing. You can see the testimonial, you can reach out to her on LinkedIn. This is a real person, right? And when we looked at the relevancy of her problem, her unique methodology, all these things around what she spoke about, and we tweaked it slightly. She had no issue with confidence. She knew her service. That's when she got the 30 sales in 2 days, right? Sometimes it's just a tweak. It's not about necessarily reshaping everything. I just want to be clear. So whatever you've put there, we're going to add it up in a minute, and I'll just give you kind of what it means. It can make a difference, and head teachers are a tough audience. Not only that, she then ended up recommending, she works with a doctor called Carla, who works with Joe Dispenza. She's like his number 2. She ended up recommending her to me, right, to work with her. It's not big changes, people. I think for all of you, judging by the scores, it's just tweaks. None of you are 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. It's just like tweaks that can make a massive impact, right? So what does it mean when you add it up? If it's 0 to 40, which none of you were, right? Or 0 to 4, it's time to start building. Let's go, right? If you're between 40 and 60, we just need to do a bit more work, right? If you're 60 to 80, it's time to upgrade. And if you're 80 plus, we just need to tweak you and slight tweaks in order to help you go out there and be the authority when you speak. Because this is what this webinar is about, right? Using speaking to become an authority. And that will give you the confidence as well. So wherever you landed, just keep that in mind that there's always another level. There's always a next step. There's always one more thing we can do better, right? What are we learning so far? I'd like to see in the chat very quickly. Let me see or you can quickly unmute yourself if you can speak with brevity. So maybe not Dave, but everyone else. If you want to unmute yourself, I'm joking, Dave, by the way. If you want to unmute yourself and just say what you're taking away so far. Still eating. Okay.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I think and I think people that know me will probably agree, my message is clear, but it's how I put it across and my mannerisms and my structures of my sentences that are my issue.
Okay. Thank you, Joe. Yep.
And maybe using less words and getting your message across in less words.
That's what I was saying at the very beginning, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, more story, more message.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe says, not sure I'm connecting in the right places.
Yeah, that could be a thing if you're not getting the opportunities you want, or are you pitching in the right places?
Yeah, I just want to share a story of someone in the industry that I work in the health and wellness industry, that learned how to speak and went on a TEDx stage. And from being on that stage, there was somebody in the audience that then approached him and asked him if he would go and do the same talk in America, flew him over to the States. And he found himself on this stage where there were some huge people in the audience, Barack Obama was in the audience, which he couldn't quite believe. And then these huge tech companies, and it's led to him now living there full time and setting up this amazing longevity health center where they get all of the the millionaires going to because they want to extend their life, so to speak, just from getting up on a stage and being on that stage in front of the right people. So that's really relevant to what Joe's saying. If you're standing up and delivering your message in front of numerous amounts of people, then you are going to get your message to the right person. It's the same on social media. Often when we went into COVID, I was so shy and afraid of speaking in front of a camera that I just, I thought I can't. But then I thought, well, if I don't get over my fear of being in front of the camera or being on video, then I'm not going to be able to help my community. And it was just kind of smashing through that wall and then going on Instagram Live for the first time. And there was 279 people watching live. I remember it very, very vividly. But that was my first experience of smashing through that wall and just jumping past all of the, our brains are designed to keep us safe. So that's why we procrastinate, because our brains are just like, no, don't do it, just stay in a safe place. But if we always stay in that safe place, then we never grow. If you don't jump into something that scares you a little bit, then you will never ever grow and learn from it.
And one of the best ways to communicate is through the footage that you use, which is why we will give you the opportunity to join us for that. But your footage becomes leverage, right? So if you've got a video of your talk, it becomes something you can send people. It shows your authority. It shows you on stage. So this is where footage comes quite important. Because if people can't see you visibly, see you speaking, then they won't see the authority that you're bringing. They won't see the relevancy of the problem. They won't see your clear messaging. So a great way to do that is through the footage you have of you speaking as well. So that's why that's quite an important element of that. And the question is, if someone else is getting on the other stages, are you okay with that? Are you okay with someone that doesn't care as much, doesn't do as much, isn't as passionate as you, that wins all the business? I know I'm not when that happens to me. So I don't know about you. So can you see now why it might be a good time to get speaking? Yes, Jess.
To get to that point, right, we've all got to build up the confidence and have a little time to practice and to structure what we're going to say. There's no point in just jumping in and saying anything, right?
Right.
And that's what we're talking about here. Working with somebody that's got years of experience, that's done it time and time and time again, to really help you get clarity over your message and deliver it in a way that lands.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I mean. So if you want the authority positioning, if you want to win the client, if you want that leverage, footage, the clarity of problem, your relevancy, all of that is what helps elevate your authority. And one of the best ways, look around, look who you watch on video, look who you follow. I guarantee they've got a speaking part of their business, period, whoever it is. So that's kind of the teachy part. That's the trainee part of this. And we've started to get to this, and you've heard of us talk. So now you have a choice, peeps. Listen, you've done the 1 to 10s. You've seen where your blind spots are, your improvement spots are. You could do it, some people just go off and they just run off and they get on with things. That's okay. But what we'd really love to do is we'd really love to guide you and support you in developing the footage that allows you to position yourself as an authority, to train with us so you can, communicate the problem you solve, your unique solution, be relevant. And for that, that's why we have a couple of days training that we put on in Sevenoaks, the center of the universe. I hear it's where it all happens. It's in Sevenoaks. That's where it's at. 2 years in a row. But ask yourself, which way will get you the results quicker, which will win your clients, get you the authority position. That's what you need to ask yourself. You can do it yourself, spend loads of time, or you can join us and do it in a different way. So we're going to tell you how we can carry on together. Is that okay? Can I have some thumbs up if we tell you how we can carry on together? Yeah, I'm seeing some thumbs up. Can I have emoji thumbs up for those of you who aren't on the thing. I'm seeing yes from there. Suzanne, Karen, Philip, Edmund. How do I say that? Edem.
Edem from
Edem. Can we
yeah.
have some thumbs up from you? And I'll talk a little bit. There we go. I'm getting some thumbs up. Brilliant. And then
Elliot's just an attention seeker, guys. He just wants you just to give him some attention.
Exactly. I just want love.
That's what it is.
At the end of the day, I just want love. That's all I want. Is that too much to ask? Right. So this is how we could work together. So what we'd love to do is show you how to build that, right? And we do over 2 days. We utilize a specific speaking structure that helps you communicate your clarity of problem, everything we've covered today. Make sure you're relevant, have a clear message when you stand on stage, how you communicate your unique solution, success story, everything around that. We spend a day honing. We give you a structure to practice beforehand, and then you come today ready to go with idea. So we do it over 1 day where we go through what we call the 7-step signature talk structure. Then the second day we film it, and I'm going to hand over to Jess, who's going to take it from here.
So this 1 day, it's not just a day that is a quick day, right? It's a really, really, really intense day. It could be split up into 5 days, but we're really aware that, you know, you've got businesses to run and not everyone has got 5 days to spare. I've done a 5-day training myself. And for me, I just like things to be done in 1 day rather than spending a whole 5 days. But it really is an intense training. I have to tell you that now. We get a lot packed in. You get one of, I don't know if you can, can you see? You can't really see because of my back.
Really see, no.
But we have these like really cool sort of manuals, brochures that you get to take away with you, SpeakFest manuals. And what is that screen, Elliot? You've shared a weird screen. There we go. I've got a bit of a talent of finding amazing venues. And so for SPARK X SpeakFest, I hope you get the X bit. It's kind of a mix between the X Factor and TEDx in a way. But for SPARK X SpeakFest, we have hired the whole Stag Theatre in Sevenoaks, which is a big, beautiful theatre. And it's an amazing place to do the training and to be filmed on this big magnificent stage, not the one that you can see there, by the way, and it's fully lit with a beautiful sound. We've got 3 video cameras, we've got a professional photographer, so you've got all the tech team. It's really, really professionally done. This is for day 2, by the way, when we get you up on stage. When I did my 5-day training, we never got that far. We did the training, which was great. You know, the training gets you to really delve into your message, write your structure, decide what you're going to deliver. But actually having the chance to step on stage and practice what you've learned is so important. Because if you were to just do the training, you know, then the procrastination could well kick in again, and you might not actually get up and deliver what you've learned. So it's such an amazing experience to actually stand up on stage with the lights, with the cameras, with the live audience, with all of your peers supporting you, and deliver what you've learned. It's an incredible experience that everyone that has done it over the last 3 years has just got such a buzz from, and has said it's just made such a huge difference having that live audience there, having that feedback come back, and putting everything into action from that day's training. So I didn't even read that first slide, Elliot. Was there anything on there for me to read?
You said it all, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I really did.
To read it.
I just went off on my own tangent, but okay, yeah. So it's a 2-day training, but with that, it's 1 day of intense. Go back, Elliot.
Oh, okay, yes, ma'am.
1 day intense training, and the second day is the actual putting it into action part. We cover all of your speaking needs, from how to stand, how to deliver, how to pause, how to get your message across, whether to walk, you know, where to be on the stage, and really to show up as the biggest, strongest, best version of you that gets your message across. Then there's the authority positioning and learning a world-class structure from a fantastic expert that is Elliot Kay, and how to deliver live and get it filmed at the same time. And then all of that content that is done for you from 3 different live cameras, and then from another from a photographer. So you've not only got your footage that you can make into a show reel, there's loads of different angles that you can use for social media to make reels, but you've also got a whole big bunch of professionally taken photographs as well that you can use. Again, it just gives you heaps and heaps and heaps of content that would cost you so much money if you just, you know, hired in a photographer, a videographer to do it. But you get this all along with the training as well as part of the SpeakFest package. Okay, I think I've gone through everything on that slide, Elliot. Thank you for being patient.
For those of you like, oh, Seven Oaks, I just want to caveat that I'll be traveling from Devon. One lady's flying in for Belgium, and we've got a lady coming from Northumbria.
Yeah, and the last one we had someone flying from America, didn't we? Someone from
America. So yes, if you want to be there, you'll find the way. So we do keep it small and intimate. It's not a big room full of people, because then we can really connect and coach, and you can get attention, not get swallowed up. So we do keep it small, and there are only 4 places left.
Exactly. And everyone gets 20 minutes, right? Everyone so you learn how to deliver a 20-minute talk, right? There are other speaking events like this that are more expensive, but people are getting like 6-minute slots, and it's just one after the other, after the other, after the other. Whereas this is a really intimate, intense experience. So you get far more value from it. So do you want to read the testimonials, Elliot, or shall I?
Well, I think people can kind of get a glimpse, but you can if you want.
Speed read.
Thomas flew from Luxembourg to join us. I know, and Dina came all the way from Boreham Wood near London. I mean, you know, people make the effort to come and join us.
And Dina got a lovely speaking role straight afterwards. We've had other people go on and win speaking awards, and you know, and get speaking gigs afterwards. So it can lead to so many things, and not just that. There's a networking experience going on. You're spending 2 days with some amazing entrepreneurial people. Who did we have last time? It was Scott Harrison from the Six Pack what was it? Revolution. Thank you. He was a character, wasn't he? Fairly kind of famous in his right for what he does. And you know, you get some great characters in there. So it's amazing for networking, for meeting other passionate people, and everyone supports each other along the way, because you get chance to practice what you're going to be speaking in smaller groups, and then we switch them around, and then you've got Elliot floating around each group, and then there's one-to-ones with Elliot as well, or myself, to really get, you know, what you want to deliver clear. And Elliot, are you delivering anything beforehand? Remind me. Sorry if I'm.
No.
But you do offer a one-to-one as an extra, right?
If people want, they can. Yeah. What we probably do is have a call with you all, just to prep you for the day, as well. So we do a call. This is someone, again, that I work with. She didn't come to SparkX, but Tammy, she was one, you know, she doesn't like cameras, doesn't anything. But once we kind of gave her the structure and the tools to deliver through, everything rocketed. Her whole presence, her whole ability to deliver, where she was getting invited to speak, completely shifted. So I just want you to understand the impact of integrating speaking in your authority building, and why it should be a big part of your strategy, right? So I think that's quite an important part. David Howard, the reason I use David is quite interesting. David Howard kept showing up to my stuff. He kept showing up and never buying. And then eventually he was just like, you know, at some point I need to make a decision. And like I said, it starts today. Stop waiting for the right time. He was one of that did it. And then he got some really great results as well from this. So it is worthwhile. The typical post non-SparkX after this webinar, outside of that's the cost for both day 1497, and 137. But because you are here on this webinar now today, and because Jess is like, we have to do something special for my people, you can save 30%, right? I've put the link in the chat. Use that code, and it literally is almost, it's at least £400 off, right? It will last till Wednesday, because I know some of you will need to look at your diaries, you need to think about things, shift weddings and things like that in case you're getting married on that date. You know, I understand. So we are keeping this till Wednesday, but you know, after Wednesday, no heaven or earth, it will not move.
There
But you
is there is someone here that's going to get married. I'm not going to mention any names, but I'm really
know,
excited
right.
for them. Yeah. So it does happen, Elliot. It does.
Yes, exactly. I'm joking, obviously, about the wedding, but
Is
yeah.
is there a payment plan included if anyone needs it? Somebody's just arriving. Rosa Rains, we'll let her in.
Okay, I don't know. There isn't, because there's only a month to go. But if that's like a decision you need support with, just email me or Jess, and we'll make it happen. Just suggest what you're happy. You know, don't come with, can I pay 50 quid for the next 2 years? But you know, if it's over 2 or 3. But here's the, like, if we do 2 payments, you've got to honor that, please. Not be like, now I've done it, and cancel your payments, right?
Well, that said, there's only 4 places left, right?
Exactly.
So once they're gone, they're gone. But Adem just put his thumb up. So Adem, you've got my number. Reach out.
Yeah, we can make it happen.
If
Yeah.
I don't know if I can go on this one. If I can't go on this one, when would the next? How often do you run these events?
We tend to do 2 a year. We're in discussion of doing the second one. It'd probably be around October. Jess and I are talking about.
Okay.
We'll have that conversation at the event, and then we'll go from there. So
Depends when your wedding is, doesn't it, really, Hazel? Oops.
Are you getting that?
Why did we bring someone on with ADHD, Hazel? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, any questions, feel free to reach out to Jess, ask questions. I know she's always available. Email us. But you know, we'd love to work with you. So do you have any questions about the day, the running? You know, please do ask. We'll be here for a little bit longer.
Or any questions on speaking, because that's what you're here for.
I'm honest, I signed up before I come on because, like I say, I'd already heard from a couple of people that Jess uses, and a couple of people on this group know me because I run networking, and yeah, I get a lot of feedback, as I say, just to say, Dave, you kind of got your point across with less words and less time. So to me, it was a no-brainer for me anyway, right?
Yeah, well, good. Thank you, Dave. So to answer your question, Helen, is the second. I'm trying to get back to the slide. I could just answer it. 2nd, 3rd of March. And yeah, Monday, Tuesday. Oh, yeah, the date on there. Good point.
And so on the 2nd of March, we're running all day. As I say, it's a really intense day. We're in the centre of Sevenoaks, so there's plenty of places to grab refreshments from. In fact, there's a cafe at Stag Theatre as well. But we do go fairly intense that day. Then we say just really soak it up and you know, overnight, and then we allow the morning for a little bit of practicing, and then we go onto the stage. We get our speakers ready, fire them up, get onto stage, get mic'd up from about lunchtime on the 3rd, and that will run throughout the afternoon, and we'll have a live audience there as well. So yeah, any other questions, let us know. But it is the most amazing experience. I absolutely love it. It's, you know, a lot of work goes on in the background because I also shout a lot on social media. I love marketing. I love shouting about all of our speakers. So I'll be reaching out to you beforehand and asking you more so about your businesses and about your messages. And with your permission, I will sort of really talk about you on social media and get your name and your business and your message out there through the SPARK LinkedIn and Instagram channels. So, and then we create a program on the day as well with the bio, with your bios, sorry, that all of the attendees come and see and have a look at. If anyone's been to a SPARK event, you know that we do the guest brochures. So similar to that, there is a networking feel there. So you can also potentially, and we've had it happen, pick up referrals from just coming and taking part. You know, so it's a fun-packed growing experience for sure, and people that come through the experience always come out bigger, stronger, and more confident for sure, and go on to win awards often. Yeah, Elliot.
Charlie went on to win an award, didn't he?
Yeah, and Nick. Do you remember Nick?
Yeah,
Nick Bowen won an amazing award. Do you remember? He posted it on the group, because we have a little WhatsApp group with all our speakers on, so people are posting on there afterwards about what's been going on for them. And we also occasionally get speaking opportunities that we post on the SpeakFest groups as well. So there may well be opportunities later on down the line for you.
But sign up on because you want the training and the filming, not because we might give you speaking opportunities.
I'm just saying what's happened in the past, Elliot.
Yeah, absolutely. What other questions might you have around this?
Well,
grab the link.
Yeah, we are 4 minutes to go before we finish. I don't want to hold everybody up. So yeah, the link is in chat if you want to. If you have any questions afterwards, because if you're anything like me, I will jump onto a Zoom, listen, learn, try to kind of digest it at the time. And then as soon as they switch off, then I have a load of questions in my head. So what I'll do, I'll send you the recording after this. And if you have any questions that crop up afterwards, just email us back and I'll answer them to my best ability, or I'll forward them on to Elliot. So yeah, so I think that's it really. Thank you so much for attending. I hope you got some thoughts provoked from from listening to Elliot teaching you a few golden nuggets there. And we'd love to see you really grow and to be able to share and comment on your posts and see what you can do. So don't be a stranger, keep it in touch. I'm just reading the comments. We've answered that one, haven't we? What day is it in March? Yeah, 2nd and 3rd. And then the next one following sometime in October. I don't know yet. All right. So thank you so much for being here today. We'll have a brilliant rest of your day, and take care for now.
Bye.
Okay. Love the butterfly, Helen, by the way.
No, very cool. Thanks everybody for coming.
Bye everyone.
Bye. Bye.